I'm Tashima Jones. I genuinely believe personal development and intention unlock the door to the abundant life we already have. I am so grateful your journey has led you all the way here. Let's keep moving forward together. Welcome to LifeClub with me, Tashima Jones. Welcome. Super excited you are tuning in to LifeClub with me, Tashima Jones. Today we are focusing on a topic that we don't usually speak about on LifeClub, but it's just as important. You will find a lot of relationship content covering the needs and desires of men and women, and even in general conversation, many tend to speak about the basic necessities of a man and a woman as if they are different. Contrary to popular belief, we all have the same requirements in love and life. And today we are going to discuss the core of what those needs and desires are and get a bit of life work on how to better function in our relationships. For our disclaimer, this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Let's start with our definitions. Up first, we have need. What most don't know is that the word need is rooted in the concept of danger, distress, and hardship. So using this word emits a vibration of tension and anxiety. It's related to want, which means lack. This is why knowing what you are professing is vital. Next is desire. The heart of the word desire is to await for what the heavens or stars will bring. True desires come from the core being and are derived from a reference point of love. True desires are not selfish. You will know if you are operating from a false desire when the actions taken to obtain a thing or the results of obtaining a thing only benefit you. And oftentimes they are obtained or enjoyed at the expense of others. To be clear, bettering yourself isn't selfish, because the better you are, the better you can be to and for others. We have to be honest about our intentions, outcomes, and the process of getting there when it comes to desires. Going forward, we have component. Component is a constituent part or element. It means to put together or to collect or assemble a whole from several parts. Next is relationship. Relation is connection, correspondence, and the idea of restoring. Ship is a vessel for navigation. With that being said, we define relationship as the vehicle transporting two committed people connected by mutual core beliefs and core values, traveling to a similar destination. I'm excited to unpack that. Again, we define relationship as the vehicle transporting two committed people connected by mutual core beliefs and core values, traveling to a similar destination. Last but not least is commitment. Commitment is to entrust, unite, combine, and bring together. When we speak about a committed relationship, we must understand that it is made up of two people entrusting their journey of time to one another, and they are united by their core values, core beliefs, and where they are going. Let's take a deep breath on this. When we consider our core values, beliefs, purpose, and destiny in life, we have to consider who we share the journey with, who is equipped to actually walk with us, who has the capacity to travel the distance with us. I say this to say one must be mindful about the person that they decide to commit to. And the same is true for those who seek to commit to us. Are you able, ready, and willing to be with the one pursuing you? These are real concepts to consider. And when we do consider these things, the concept of exchanging key relational components becomes easier to employ and to adjust to. 4 key components of healthy relationships that both men and women desire and are actually made to require are found in respect, communication, intimacy, and security. When it comes to respect, it includes fidelity, honesty, and patience. And when we consider these 3 areas, we find that fidelity is being faithful, honesty is being truthful, and patience is simply being kind. Respect is really found in the latter 3 components of communication, intimacy, and once again, security. Now we're going to dive into communication. So, 2 buzzwords when it comes to communication are transparency and vulnerability. Transparency is to be so clear that light can flow through it. Vulnerability is to subject oneself to being wounded. This is why being vulnerable is an uncomfortable state to allow yourself to be in. And when we understand what it means, it makes a lot of sense. But when we consider transparency, we are allowing ourselves to be open and honest in a safe space that generates light and life, which looks like healthy feedback, words of affirmation, gentle correction, or direction. We have to decide which side of the fence we'll be on. Seek a space and a partner where you can be transparent. And transparency in simple terms looks like vulnerability, but in a safe space. Intimacy is to be closely acquainted and very familiar with another. It includes affection, affirmation, and support. Affirmation is influence. To affect is to make a mental impression on someone. It is action rooted in intention to cause someone to experience you in such a way that it yields a shift in who they are. We must be very mindful about our influence and how it's used in our relationships. Affirmation is encouragement. When we affirm the one we are with, we strengthen them and we let them know that they matter. And support is help. I have a secret perspective that's not so much of a secret if you have my latest audiobook, Teach Me How to Date for the 21st Century Woman. In this quick guide on love, sex, and singlehood, I speak about a relationship being similar to a Fortune 500 company. People go into business with one another to actually make a profit, and we should have the same intention when cultivating a relationship. We should both be aiming to be our best selves, and that usually takes the support and help of our partner. So when we think about helping one another, we should also see how helping each other helps us as a unit. Now, I didn't mention sex in our initial list, although it is a part of intimacy. However, it is not a requirement or a need to obtain and experience intimacy. We must be honest about this and the stories we tell ourselves. It's said quite often that men need sex, and upon hearing this, I always think If sex is a need for men, then it has to be a need for women too. With that being said, there are benefits and essential uses of sex, such as physical pleasure and procreation. But not every human being needs to have sex in order for the world to continue to populate. There are people who are single and content without sexual intimacy, both men and women. On the other hand, there are multiple reasons why a man and a woman may not be able to have sex. That includes things from a woman's monthly cycle to a man dealing with impotence. You can have intimacy in a relationship where one partner may not be able to perform sexually, whether it's short-term or ongoing. Now, on to security. Security includes stability, self-security, and relationship security. Stability is foundational and reflects consistency. This consistency is not only in growth and productivity, but in behavior and deed. Growth is a sign of life, and a couple should aim to progress over time. In addition to stability and growth, there should also be consistency in what is said and done. Alignment with mind, words, and actions reflects a fully functional person. This has to be true for the two parties involved in order for it to be a reality for the relationship itself. Self-security is vital. It refers to the two parties being secure in themselves as individuals. This can be a bit tricky because one can have a healthy self-esteem yet still not be secure in the relationship. Your partner's self-image shouldn't be taken for granted. Relationship security has to be established. It is found in you building respect, communication, and intimacy with your partner. It is not your responsibility to manage your partner's self-image. It is, however, your responsibility to supply a safe space for your partner in the relationship altogether. Here is your life work. Take time to look up the definitions of the key components for men and women when it comes to committed relationships. Literally look up the definitions of each with the understanding that all are related to being human. Then consider how you function in your committed relationships and ask the following questions. Do I honor and respect myself? Am I capable of honoring and respecting my partner? How have I decided or chosen previous partners? What are some thoughts and habits that will assist in choosing a partner wisely? If you are in a committed relationship, ask the following. How can I respect and honor myself in the relationship I am in? And how can I respect and honor my partner? Again, when we think about honor and respect, we have to understand that they all apply to both men and women. The way that they are carried out may look a bit different, but at the root and the heart of the matter, we each desire the same treatment. Going forward, journal about the key areas you hope to become stronger in receiving and in extending. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of LifeClub with Tashima Jones. I am Tashima Jones. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and for that, I am truly grateful. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are tuning in from, and find me on YouTube for video content at Tashima Jones Media. And of course, I invite you to visit tashimajones.com for more information on life coaching sessions, books, articles, and how to become a member of LifeClub. You can also download my latest audiobook there as well. Again, it's called Teach Me How to Date for the 21st Century Woman. It's a quick guide on navigating love, sex, and singlehood. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon. You've been listening to LifeClub with Tashima Jones. Thank you for tuning in.